name is Vicki Farrar. I'm the CEO of Catheter Connections, a startup company in Utah. We actually have a product on the market right now. Well, I had worked for a number of startup companies that were in the drug business and have a medical device background, and I decided that for myself personally, it was time to get out of the drug market and get into the device market. Because devices have a shorter FDA regulatory pathway, although it might be difficult, it's way easier than a drug. So I literally asked the University of Utah's Technology Commercialization Office and lots of other offices and people around town, what invention disclosures are there? What devices are here that need a CEO and need to be commercialized? And I actually found through the university two nurses from the VA hospital in Salt Lake that had a concept on protecting the infusion line. And I met with them. I thought that the technology was spectacular. It needed engineering. It needed work. So I went to the University of Utah and got an introduction to Dr. Bob Hitchcock, who's a biomedical engineer with lots of device experience from large companies. And he helped me do initial due diligence. Is this idea that the nurses have something that is really going to be great for society, save lives, save money, and in fact is commercializable and manufacturable? He liked the product so much that he basically got the University of Utah to accept a donation of the product, and then we exclusively licensed it back and have a worldwide license, and the university gets some equity and royalty. But the university really helped us, here's our product, but the university really helped us commercialize this product and make it so that we could make it, and it has now been on the market for several months. During an infusion, you have an IV line here, represented by the IV bag, that is connected to a catheter that is literally attached to a vein and goes into your bloodstream. And fluids go from the IV tubing into the catheter. At the end of the IV tubing here is what we call the malure. It's a connector, and at the end of the catheter is what's called a needleless injection site. And these two lines are connected and disconnected multiple times during infusion therapy. And the IV line just hangs. It'll be in your bedpan, it'll be on the dresser, it'll be somewhere, but it'll be anything but protected. This device, called the needleless injection site, is supposed to be swabbed. 31% of nurses admit they don't ever swab. Many, if they do swab, don't swab for an appropriate amount of time. So the world is perfectly aware that the needleless injection site, this thing from the catheter, is contaminated. But nobody in the world had ever looked at the malure except us. So when you have an infusion, you have your line connected, and during intermittent therapy, your line is disconnected. And it can be 10, 12, 15 times a day. So what our device is, you can hold it like that, but it's a sterile device. It's got two antiseptic caps nested together in a single device. The dark blue cap is literally to protect and disinfect the malure at the end of the IV tubing during intermittent therapy. So now it's completely protected. There's isopropyl alcohol here. The invention here in this cap is that not a drop of alcohol gets in the IV line, none. Alcohol is toxic, so you can't swab this. Okay, so ours protects and disinfects. Now this can bang against the wall, the kid's crib, anything, and you are protected. We have a sleeve here, and then we take the light blue cap and we protect the needleless injection site. And these caps, and there's isopropyl alcohol in this too, these caps will stay on until you need to give new drugs. When you need a new infusion, you take the caps off, you throw them out, they're single use, and you reconnect the line. It's as simple as that. What we really are is an infection control company. So we want to be the experts in infection control. No device too little, no problem too insignificant. We really want to be the experts, and we want to have a whole toolbox or array of devices to prevent infection. So we will look at other devices. We're continuing to work on our pipeline, but that's our goal. So a very focused, I think, strategy for the company.